Wouldn't that be something? Eastman comes out, and Eastman's got an overall good fighting game. He's just past his prime, and he's just, he's kind of, he doesn't do anything overly impressive. He doesn't have any major weapons. Rampage is out of his mind. He's an animal. He's an absolute beast. He can hit you so fucking hard. He can fight any way you want to fight. I think Rampage is going to probably move in. I see Eastman being a little tentative early. Rampage is going to take the fight to him. He's going to push the fight. He's going to push the tempo of the fight. And I really think that Rampage is... I would be absolutely shocked, even more so than the Crow Cop fight. I would be absolutely shocked if Eastman showed you anything in defeat, and if Rampage doesn't just run right through him, and maybe run right to Chuck, because that seems what's being set up. That'll be something to talk about now, but I will have a lot of fun predicting that fight. Chuck's still going to win, I think, but that'll be a test for Chuck, because he'll actually face a very good striker, and a guy who's beating him, a guy who might be in his head a little bit, so let's see. Alright, so that brings us to Mirko Crow Cop versus Eddie Sanchez. Okay. Eddie Sanchez, I've seen him fight once. A tape, I think I saw it on YouTube, of Eddie Sanchez fighting. Eddie Sanchez, who did he fight? I don't remember who he fought. But I remember that he was a pretty good, he had pretty good stand-up. I don't know if he has, what kind of ground game he has. It's not going to matter. Because he's not going to take Crow Cop down and do anything significant. If really Fedor could even hardly do anything significant to Crow Cop on the ground, I don't see Eddie Sanchez doing it. Eddie Sanchez got good stand-up. He's not afraid to exchange with you. He's going to take some shots early for sure. The big question of this fight is Eddie Sanchez going to be able to withstand the early onslaught of Crow Cop? He's going to be excited. It's his first fight in the UFC. He's going to come out swinging. He's going to come out kicking those big high kicks. This one could go a number of ways. I see this fight going one of two ways. I see either Crow Cop coming out real quick and just knocking his ass out, or this becoming a very interesting fight. If a Crow Cop is going to come out swinging, we know that. He's going to come out with those high kicks. But if Eddie Sanchez, who can take a punch and he can take a kick, if he can withstand an onslaught, I don't see why he can't, try to work his game a little bit later on in the rounds, in the second round, third round. I'm not saying Crow Cop gasses, but I just wonder if, being the first fight in the UFC for Crow Cop, if he's going to expend a little more energy in the first round. The same thing with Rampage. I know he's very experienced, and that's kind of an amateur thing to do, but you can't discount the fact that it's the guy's first fight in the UFC, and he's going to be excited, and you never know in these type of fights. You really never know. Eddie Sanchez can hit you. Crow Cop obviously can take a punch. But, alright, I'm taking Crow Cop. I'm taking him in the first round, but I would watch out for this fight. Not that I'm saying that it's all that dangerous for Crow Cop. We all know how good he is, but I would just watch out for this fight. This is a dangerous fight because you got a guy who's got nothing to lose, a guy who can take a punch and can throw a punch against a guy who's got everything to gain, everything to lose and nothing to gain in Crow Cop. If he wins, okay, he goes on to fight Sylvia, which is what he's going to do anyway. And if he loses, you got a lot of problems. But he's going to win. Alright, I just got to do something to make this video interesting because these fights are so fucking predictable. Okay, so that brings us to Halverson and Huerta. I know Halverson. I don't know too much about Huerta. I wrote down. Okay, from what I've seen of Halverson, he's pretty much a stand-up guy. You take him to the ground, he'll go to the ground. He's got some ground skills, some submission skills, but he's pretty much a, he's pretty much a counter puncher. I don't know if that's going to get it done. Apparently, from this guy's, where did I write it? 17-1, 16-1. The guy's either Huerta's either 17-1, 16-1. He, by all accounts, fights pretty similar style.